A few hard runners, but we are getting ready for round 4 of WHF Tier 1. And we are lights out in Hungary. Cookie Boss eager to stay ahead of Nice, but he's unable to. And there's a glitch with the timing tower. We're already on lap 2 for some reason. But rundown's turn 1. Nice is in the lead. Cookie's trying to hang it back round the outside. Into turn 1 they go. Cookie shoved wide by Nice, and he's squirming on the exit. And now he's under pressure from Star behind him. Into turn 2 they go, and it's Nice in the lead. The kicks Alba round the outside the Red Bull. A disaster start for Cookie. But into the grass there goes Star, and he spun round into the barriers, goes to kick Sauber. Disaster stop for the man who's second in the championship, and he was trying to get ahead of Cookie Boss. McLaren, both with a hard tyre gamble there, as there is Dino, and there's a spinner on the exit of turn 1 as Oven Chips also spiralling to the back. Dino on the inside of Craig gets up into P10. He's up 6 positions in this race so far. Brilliant start from the Alpines back up to the podium like Zampa predicted. But there going wide is Jack, and Young says thank you very much, I'll take P3. And Young now up 4 positions in this Grand Prix. So Jack, a very strange mistake there, and that might leave him vulnerable to Gordon if we get the ERS deployed. And Young is pulling straight to the right and is not allowing the Aston Martin to get anywhere close. Down the inside there goes the Aston and nearly spins through turn 1. Now Gordon to the outside will say thank you very much, I'll capitalise off your error. And Gordon up to P4, reclaimed where he started, and Jack with another error there. Young not able to make any impressions on the top 2 as there goes for a spin. It's a championship leader. Cookie spins round on his own accord at turn 6, and just like Star, he's going to tumble down the order all by himself. Cookie with an uncharacteristic error there at turn 10. A disaster show for the Red Bull. And he's tumbled all the way down to P9. Cookie Boss has had an absolute howler. The top 2 in the championship, both having spins. And now Star up to P13 isn't actually too far behind him now. Pulls to the inside, does not want them to get the slipstream. But Gordon, no, he's gaining. He's going to go down the inside that has. Gordon down the inside takes P2. He started P4, went down to P5, and now Gordon with some mega pace has gotten back up into P2. Heading down the main straight, Jack looks to take P3 on the road. All the way to the inside goes Young. Jack is forced to the outside. Into turn 1 we go. Jack looks for the switchback. Young goes deep. And now with the DRS again towards turn 2, is he going to be close enough to shape for a move to the inside? Has a little fake, but unable to get by, although a slide there from Young. Jack has one too, but it's costing him time. He's still unable to get through. So Young, so Gordon maybe unleashing that medium pace that he was saving early on. And there again is Echo having a look at Aro, and he's pushed into the grass. Kenzie says thank you, I'll take P6. And a bit of barging going on there. Meanwhile, the other Aston Martin, he tries to put pressure on the Ferrari. Kenzie versus Young, round 2. And to the outside goes Jack. Does he look for a switch back again? No, he's going round the outside of turn 1. Young will squeeze him out wide, but Jack with the DRS and the ERS is still unable to get better drive coming out of turn 1, and Young is still ahead. And he doesn't want to be vulnerable to an undercut. Meanwhile, Echo looking very quick to the inside of Kenzie. He goes down the inside. Kenzie leaves in the room, hangs it out on the outside. Contact made, wheel hook in there. Echo still round the outside of turn 13. Nice is in the pit lane, and more contact made. Echo again is forced wide and has to get back on the track just as Kenzie comes into the pit lane. Echo on those hard tyres is going to be quicker than all of them. Gordon responds and decides to pit, and everyone is in the pits now. Jack and Young pit. I think Ara was going to come in the pit, and there's spinning. Spinning there is Young. What has happened on the pit entry there? He's beached. He's beached and he's been disqualified. Disaster for Young there. Trying to come into the pit lane, must have spun. And that is a disaster for Ferrari. Running his own race, and still it's time for part 2. Dino's been passed by one Aston. Is he going to be passed by another? Jack on the inside of the Alpine, but the Alpine gets better traction out of turn 1. And can Kenzie have a look to the outside of turn 2, right on the outside. Very lovely stuff from the Aston. And now with the inside of turn 3, Kenzie will move up into P7. Very lovely move there from the Astons, who are now unleashed now. So Star with interesting strategy. 3 wide we go, though. Down the main straight, the two Astons make contact on the inside of Mallard, and Kenzie on the inside of his teammate. Jack squirms on the exit and just lets his teammate back through, but that could have been very feisty between the Aston Martins had there been more severe contact. Aro's now at the inside of Mallard and gets the position. Echo will now try and follow him through and heading up the hill. Echo just with that much traction to get ahead. So these four, they got separated a little after the pit stops. And is that him in the pits? Yes, it is. So Commentator's curse there. Cookie Boss doesn't think he can get to the end and is into the pit lane. Oh, he's got a 10-second time penalty. Cookie Boss with the second major error of the day. He span earlier on, and now Cookie Boss, he was back in the fight for the win, but a 10-second penalty is surely going to take him out of contention. A disaster for the Red Bull. So Nice is on track to catch him in time, as there is Cookie getting ahead of Gordon. Gordon just doesn't fight that too much. He knows his race is with Nice behind, and Nice hasn't been able to charge it up, so this is Gordon's only defence down the straight. And he's going to need to get the best exit possible out the final corner. Nice, though, is right with him, heading down the straight, and Gordon is shoving him to the inside, but I think he's defenceless. Gordon has to relinquish the lead on the penultimate lap. Nice has retaken the lead of this race, and he just has not been able to stay ahead of Nice, who's just had too much pace for him today. Meanwhile, 3 wide we go into turn 1. Is Star inside of Kenzie. Kenzie shoving his teammate wide, and somehow Star comes out in the lead of all that. Kenzie's back down the inside of him. Jack's looking around the outside of his teammate. And this battle has sprung into life, and Kenzie lets his teammate go. Will move on to the last lap. It's really about P5, because Kenzie will take P5 after the penalties. And there's a DRS game going on there. Contact made round the last corner. And as we go onto the main straight, it's Jack who got the DRS. Star trying to break the toe, but here comes Jack gaining. Going to the outside. Oh, contact made. That was a very late move by Star there into turn 1. Jack turns in. Contact made again. And Star tumbles down to P5. Very controversial instance there. It's like George Russell and Charles Leclerc from today at the front. Speaking of Cookie Boss, though, he will be crossing the line in first, but a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane and a spin is going to ask him. He's going to be asking himself how he didn't win today. He'll cross the line in first, but Nice, ever since that Cookie Boss spin, has looked unmatched today. And round the final corner, Nice up to the line will win the Hungarian Grand Prix to break the Cookie Boss winning streak. Gordon with a very impressive P2 does get P2 in the end ahead of Cookie Boss, and Jack will come through in P4. Actually, he's managed to build a gap on Kenzie, so Kenzie is going to lose out on P4 here to his teammate Jack. Jack will cross the line in P4. Star will have to settle for P6 after Kenzie overtakes him on penalties. Aro will come across the line in P7, line P8, and then the two McLarens in P9 and 10 round out the top 10. But Cookie Boss, we finally have a new winner in WHF. And we have fun. Nice had a lot of fun today.
And there you have it. Nasev picks up his first win in his WHF career. He finishes ahead of JG, picking up his best result of the season, as Cookie's win streak finally comes to an end, finishing P3 following his time penalties. Next, it's Kenzie Young and Arrow who've been promoted to P4 and P5, following Jack and Star both picking up 10-second time penalties by the stewards. As we also give an important mention of Lime, the Tier 2 driver, finishing up in P8 as well. As we look at the standings, Cookie extends his championship lead over Star, as Arrow maintains P3 with a very quick and catching JG after picking up that P2 has gained 5 positions in the championship. If you have enjoyed, please drop a like, follow and subscribe, and send this to your nan. I've been WHF. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.